The Reddit title reads, "You can never trust a woman who doesn't have intense lust for you nearly immediately." Interesting. So the post says, "Women are guaranteed sexual fulfillment because she has an abundance of options. She can afford to use and discard men on a whim. The female determines all the conditions of the family. Where the female can derive no benefit from association with the man, no such association takes place." The title itself, I actually agree with. You can never trust a woman who doesn't have intense lust for you nearly immediately. From my point of view, if you ask a woman out for a date within the first few messages and she doesn't seem that interested, then you should carry on with another woman and put this one to the back seat, so to speak. Because if she was really interested in you sexually, she'd want to go on a date with you almost immediately. Just imagine if Brad Pitt or Justin Bieber asked her out on a date, she said yes straight away. So why is she not saying yes to you straight away? So you should definitely, spend time with women and put effort and time into women who have high burning desire for you. If she's a bit wish-washy with her reply, then just do not waste any more time on her. And it's a good point that, yeah, women have abundance of options, so they're going to get that sexual gratification sooner or later because they have so many options and they can replace men very quickly. So if you're not providing that, that feeling that she's looking for in regards to sex, she'll dispose of you quickly and find a guy who can fill that void very quickly. So you've got to be on your game. You've got to be on your A game, guys, when it comes to anything sexual. It continues, "If you're with a woman and she doesn't express near immediate total lust for you and keeps hanging out with you, she isn't going after you intensely with passion. You need to be concerned and stop thinking about how pretty you think she is, or how big her butt is, or how much you like to kiss her and rush to get. Let's say she is passionate at first, then you agree to a relationship with her, and 1 month later she's gonna back more regularly sex, which won't be as constant since she's locked you down." That's not very good English. Um, you need to bail now before it gets too difficult to leave. I think, yeah, especially if you get into a relationship with someone and within the first few months you notice a reduction in her sexual desire and she starts making excuses. "Oh, I've got a headache. Oh, I'm tired." Then imagine what it's going to be like in 5, 10 years' time. Imagine what it's going to be like when you put a ring on it. She's never going to want to give up the poussoir. So yeah, you want someone who's like just always crazy about you. Now, of course, after a long period, after she gets more used to you, yeah, I don't think the sexual drive's going to be there as much and as constant because it's not as unique. But if you keep doing things the right way and she's falling head over heels in love with you, she's going to want your dick all the time. If she doesn't want to passionately make love to you for hours sometimes, kiss you in front of others, proud to show you off, then she doesn't desire you physically, and in regards, you're completely disposable to her. I think you can have amazing love making, and it doesn't have to last multiple hours. You could do, a good 15, 20 minutes of amazing passion, and that will fulfill her multiple times over. But absolutely, she should show you off. I saw a post about apparently some guys are having difficulties when they're in the Philippines, and when they're out in the Philippines, the women are a bit shy to show them off because they feel like they're being judged by their colleagues, their family, their friends, the locals, because they're dating a white guy or they're dating a black man, because it's not from the men they're dating aren't from the Philippines, they're not native. So sometimes you get these women who apparently like the guy, like the foreigner, but they're a bit shy about showing him off and they're not proud of him. And to me, like, your woman should be proud about you. Doesn't matter what other people think. She should be proud, and she wants to have PDA in front of everyone and really show you off. But if she's like concerned about people's opinions, then I don't think that's someone you want to be with long term. You want someone who wants to show you off all the time. You want to be that trophy husband. Women can sometimes love your personality and what you do for them emotionally. If you have very long, engaging conversations where you deeply connect on a spiritual and mental level, you can be loved for your personality by a woman and not physically. Yeah, but who wants that? Absolutely, you need to have that emotional connection with someone. Otherwise, it will just be friends with benefits. So you definitely need to incorporate that, and I think you can easily achieve that if you're someone who's just a normal person and you live an interesting life and you have good social communication skills. So that's just going to come just by being a normal, nice person who has something about them. Like if you have good friendships, you're going to be just fine when it comes to relationships because you can transfer that over into your relationship. But yeah, you don't want to just be a girl's gay best friend. You want to have that physical side and not just be her shoulder to cry on when Chad dumps her. If after 6 months you're told all your stories and this doesn't continue, she doesn't see you as a real emotionally connected friend. Next paragraph is she just goes through your regular girlfriend motions with you and isn't obsessed with you physically on some level. She likes what you provide for her. Yeah, sometimes women will see what you provide to her and not what she's providing to you. She'll use you for the dates, she'll use you for the attention, she'll use you for the emotional support while already thinking about having something physical with another guy. Like you're ticking the boyfriend boxes, but you're not ticking the physical desire that she needs. You're not ticking the genetics she wants from you when it comes to kids. Like she's kind of using you as a bit of a stopgap, maybe as a backup for just having that nice guy when she gets lonely. You don't want to fall into that. You don't want to fall into that gap. I think I fell into that gap with a girl before where she wasn't quite over her ex, and she was kind of using me as the monkey branch during that period. And then I think they probably rekindled things after I left her. But I felt that, and it's not a nice feeling. And you don't want to be competing with other guys, especially if you feel like you're her second choice. This can be security, giving her babies, financial support, home, making it an easier life for her, willing to die for her, running errands, etc. Yes, all just simpy behaviour. Those things are fine to do if she's crazy about you and you just want to help her out. Like, that's what a relationship is. It's about giving both ways. But if it's just a one-way thing and you're not getting any sex from it, then yeah, you're just a simp at that point. This is what she loves about you. This is what most men, if you don't fully screen her for physical lust, most men will end up being loved for. I think you can understand her physical desire for you very early on. If she really lusts for you, she'll be wanting to have sex with you all the time. She'll be initiating sex more than you're initiating sex. And she'd want to be in the bedroom. She wants to show you off. She'll dress provocatively for you because she wants you to desire her. She wants to impress you. So these things will be very clear to you. If she started to become a bit irritable with you and argumentative and maybe not want to see you as much anymore, these are the signs you can pick up very early on in the relationship or even the dating phase. This is why men say women don't love men. Men love the physical her and her energy and just the fact she claims him and has sex with him. Yeah, men are easily impressed, especially in the early stages, and especially if that man doesn't get a lot of pussy. The first girl who says yes to him, he's already thinking of church bells, which is why you need to work on yourself, guys, and try and have as many options as possible so you're not just settling for a woman who's just opened her legs for you. Because if you're a great guy and you have a lot to give, a lot of women will open their legs for you and you'll have options. So you can choose the best girl out of your selection. This is related to Bateman's principle. Quote, men are not guaranteed sexual fulfillment. This means that if he ever gets a chance at a sexually fulfilling relationship, he will do everything he can to maintain. I guess that's just, again, options. Men don't have as many options as women. So if he gets with a girl and, she gets his rocks off, he's going to put a lot of investment into that relationship because the groundwork's been set and he doesn't have to be alone because he's got this girl. He's got guaranteed sex at least for the next few months. If you're in this scenario, she doesn't lust you for your back 110%. You're a provider to her, and she never really loved you. That's a higher percentage. Sometimes that probably will drop. It's not always going to be 110%. But, even when you have those stoops, you should know if she still has that crazy desire for you. And I don't think a lot of men experience that. Once you experience it once, you can't not want it again. Like, you won't want for anything less than that genuine desire from a girl. I'm experiencing it now, and I can't. If things don't work out with my current girlfriend, I won't settle for anything less than the genuine desire I'm feeling right now. It's like a drug. When you lose your job and stop providing what you can give to her, this is why majority of divorces are filed by women. You had a whole in sickness and health, in richer and poor. It's a load of rubbish. A woman will stay around maybe for the first 2-3 months of you being unemployed or you being sick, but she expects you to pick yourself up within that 2-3 month period and get back to where you were before, or even higher. You can't be poor forever. A woman will not trust you, would not love you, would not see you as her best option, so she'll end up leaving you. It's a shame, but it's just how it is. Now, a woman might stay with you if you're both, in your 60s, 70s, and she's off the sexual marketplace. She'll think, oh, I might as well just stay with this guy because I have love for him and I have lots of experience with him. And if I do leave, I'm probably not going to get a better option. So that's when she might stay with you if you become poor or sick, but not in the early stages when you're in your 30s, even 40s. She'll still view that she has enough sexual market value to get back out there. Final paragraph. There's a scenario I've ran into after being broken up with 3 times. I should probably say this post is probably quite bitter, possibly black pill, but he's making good points, so I won't devalue him too much. So it's happened 3 times, and I think this says something about women knowing what we loved about them. Women know you love the physical them, they know you love their personality, and it made you happy. Yeah, they're aware of that. By the time women already decide to walk out the door, they are with you physically and have sex once last time. They're very sweet to you, act on what you desire, and cut out to you after. Then when they leave you, the way in which what's happened 3 out of 4 relationships, there's been something to it. It's almost like she's saying, don't forget me, here's your closure, I know you love the physical me. Well, yeah, women use their physical desire to the max. They know that men love physically, and a woman giving up her body to a guy is going to certainly leave a lasting impression to a guy. So yeah, women use their sexuality all the time. We see it in media. You see it with these feminists. They say they're feminists and they're selling their bodies online to men, and they have this really high notch count in regards to the amount of sexual partners they had. So they know it's important, their sexuality, absolutely. But for us men who want to find someone long term, we put a lot of stock in women who does give up, sex for the guy they really like, but as long as they're selective. Like, I find it great that me and my girlfriend, we had sex early on because it was clear she had high sexual desire for me, but I'd be put off if she was giving up, her sexuality on a whim to a lot of men. That would repulse me. So we want women to be selective in regards to giving up their sexuality. Final paragraph. The reason she left you is because you ultimately failed to provide to her what she wanted and saw you as physically disposable. Now she wants to have a relationship with someone else who can provide both security and physical desire. Yeah, men get annoyed that women have high standards and they go for the chads, but you'd go for the most beautiful woman if you had that opportunity as well. So you can't, be angry at women for doing that. It just makes sense. You want to have your best option. Now, if you are a woman's best option, it's up to you to stick with it and be at the top of your game. But I think it's important to be with a girl who is realistic, though. If you're with a woman who's not realistic and she thinks she can get an A-list celebrity and a guy who's 6'4" and jacked, then she's never going to be happy. So you want to be with someone who's realistic, Someone who thinks, oh yeah, this guy I'm dating is probably one or two levels above me, but I know that's the absolute limit I can get. And I think that's what you want. You want to be with a girl who looks up to you and knows that you're probably her best, because you don't want her to think that she can always do better, because she's never going to be happy and you're never going to feel good enough, which that's not a good combo, is it? Anyway, interesting posts. You didn't get loads on Reddit, so I appreciate it, whoever posted this. And yeah, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.